Cycling long distances is hard. If it was easy, everybody'd do it. It's challenging and it pushes your body to the limits and the unknown.
I just need some water.
Oh, I don't know whose idea this was. Cycling further than you ever have done before is the perfect challenge for a cyclist. Whether it's 30 miles, 50 miles or 100 miles, it's going to leave you with such a good sense of achievement, and the next day you're probably going to be looking for your next challenge already. But how do you train for 100 miles? Do you need to be doing epic distances on the bike each week? Well, in this video I'm going to give you a few tips to help you out. First of all, your body is so much more capable than you think. 100 miles is a long way. It's a really long way, but don't doubt yourself. If you put your mind to riding 100 miles, you can absolutely do it. Mindset is sometimes overlooked and people just focus on the pedaling and training, but mindset is really important and your mind can sometimes hold you back more than your legs can. Just know that there will be some really tough points in the ride, but you can get through them. You are so much stronger than you think. Now the good news is you don't actually have to have ridden 90 miles to be able to ride 100 miles. But don't get me wrong, it does help if you can get close to that 100-mile marker in training, as this is going to give you so much more confidence going into the ride. And let's be honest, most of us don't have hours and hours each day to go out and ride our bike. But to ride 100 miles, you don't actually have to train for hours and hours each day. HIIT, high intensity interval training, is going to be your best friend when it comes to riding 100 miles and you're short on time. So HIIT, high intensity interval training, is between maybe 20, 30, 40 minutes long, and you can fit it in the evening or in the morning, and that's your training done for the day. If you do that 2, 3, 4 times a week and then do some longer endurance ride to help build your base fitness, that is the perfect recipe for riding 100 miles. Do that for 3, 4 weeks and you will absolutely smash that 100 miles. Set yourself a training plan. Write down what you're going to do on each day and be realistic about it. If you've got a really busy day at work, don't set yourself a 4-hour ride because, well, you're just not going to do it. And you only really need to train 3 to 4 days a week because, well, we do all have life commitments and other things going on and we don't have all day, every day to train. But if you do miss a day, don't give yourself a hard time about it. It's okay. Something is better than nothing. If you are looking for some specific training sessions you can do and follow along with, then head over to the GCN training channel. We have a whole host of sessions on there, from 20-minute ones to 1-hour long ones. These are great when you want a specific workout instead of just riding and not following any structure. Again, 100 miles is a really long way and fueling is going to be extremely important. But it's a good idea to practice on what you're going to eat when it comes to that 100 miles. So say if you have these new energy bars or gels that you want to try them out in training to make sure they agree with your stomach. Because if you try those gels on the ride, then they don't agree with your stomach, that's going to put an end to your 100 miles very quickly, trust me. Always try and aim to eat around every 30 minutes. I mean, I usually start off in the first half of the ride with real foods like brioche with jam or Nutella, and bananas work well too, but I don't actually like bananas, so I skip those. Then, when you reach halfway, and you're really starting to suffer, like I am now, you can move to the energy bars and gels. These are going to be great to give you that pick-me-up that you need, and some even have caffeine in, and they are extra good when you need that bit of a kick to finish that 100 miles off. Do not overlook hydration either. Now, it's very normal just to have 2 bottles and 2 bottle cages on your bike, and sometimes that isn't enough for 100 miles. So make sure you've got maybe some cash or a card on you so that you can pop into a shop and fill up your water bottles. Or sometimes, I mean, I've done in the past, I've just gone into the pub and asked nicely for them to fill them up with tap water, and it's been fine. So just bear that in mind, because if you get dehydrated, it's not going to be very pleasant. So keep on top of the hydration. Riding with a friend or buddy is 1, going to make the miles tick by so much quicker. 2, it's fun. And 3, it's just nice to have someone there for some moral support when things get a little bit tough. Now, if you already have friends that ride a bike, then that's great. But if you don't, then why not join your local cycling club? There's loads of clubs around that you can learn about on Facebook pages or just word of mouth. And they're a great place to meet new people that have the same interests and hobbies as you. And you can learn so much more by riding with other people. But today, I'm solo. None of the other GCN presenters wanted to join me on this ride, and that's okay. It's okay to ride solo sometimes, because I quite enjoy it. Maybe next time I'll have some company. No one wants to ride with me. So those are some of our top tips on how to prepare for 100 miles. If you do attempt to ride 100 miles, please do drop down in the comments how you got on. We would love to know and read about your story. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.